What's something that girls think is embarrassing, but guys don't actually care about? Story 1 Acne. I used to date someone who would cancel if she thought she had a pimple that was too bad, when TBH, IDGF, and have never once thought about someone else's acne. Story 2. Does my look weird? No, just let me examine it more. Thuffy had a friend in HS who wouldn't eat in front of guys because it was embarrassing to show her appetite. She was raised with the idea of eating like a normal human being was somehow not ladylike. As a kid it confused me. As an adult I feel bad looking back on it. Story 3. I remember a girl I brought home once started bleeding through the night and she was mortified in the morning. Stain on the sheet. I was just like, it's not that serious. It's not like it's a choice you made. Story 4. Anything to do with their period and period-related products. It's completely normal, and there's no reason why society needs women to be super subtle about it or embarrassed if a tampon falls out of their purse. Guys may initially be embarrassed to go to the store and seek out feminine hygiene products for their partners or a friend family member. But get over it. The cashier at the pharmacy is not snickering that you bought tampons. Story 5. Eating a lot. Finishing your plate. I actually like when a girl eats. It means I am not the only one shoveling food in while you just sit there looking politely hungry. Story 6. Needing the lights off during. I get it, it's an insecurity thing with you, but if I'm at the point where I am sleeping with you, I have a general idea of what your body looks like already unless you have a hidden deformity, which then I understand. But other than that, if you just have a normal body, I want to see it all. It's sexy as and make me feel like we are connecting better than just two sweaty bodies in the dark. Also some women very squeamish about being eaten out. Girl, let me get in there and clean your plate. I wouldn't even be down there in the first place if it smelled bad or if the hair I obviously feel bothered me. Story 7. Well, I just realized that people care about a lot of things I never even thought to care about. I don't know if that makes me oblivious or just easygoing. Story 8 Farts. 1. I don't give a if you thunderclap the house down with them cheeks. This sounds like I have a thing for women's farts, but I really don't. I just know how uncomfortable it can be to keep them in. Bring the thunder. Story 9 Periods. If he is a real man he will have no problem going to get you personal hygiene products and chocolate. Farts, but only if you laugh too. Makeup. We don't wear it, why should you? Eating. Sexiest woman I ever seen was a rib eating place. She got bonus points because her shirt had barbecue all over it. Clothing. Even with a closet full of nothing to wear we don't care what you're wearing. Truthfully we wish you were wearing nothing. Body hair. You could look like a Sasquatch, we still want to hit it. Story 10 Most things, for example mismatching underwear. We are seeing your underwear. Near future is promising. Same with stretch marks, bingo wings, muffin top, untidy lady gardens, etc. etc. Ladies, most of us don't care or even register it. We fellas are simple creatures. It's the ones that care you have to worry about. It's controlling first shots or they getting lots and picky from boredom. Story 11 I found out guys literally don't care about most things we care about. Not strawberry legs, not sagging breasts, nor unshaved armpits nor bushes. Honestly I don't know that guys truly care if you even shave your legs, but this one I could be wrong. ABT. Guys also don't care about scars or stretch marks. They don't care about a goofy laugh or weird smells, or farting or burping. They don't care if your teeth are crooked. Also guys don't really seem to focus on your details but full picture. Story 12 What I don't understand is why some men think women's personal dignity and self-esteem is determined by how much they want to us. I don't care that there's a stain on your shirt. I think you look beautiful, okay Bobby, but I'm not going out in public with ketchup down my top. Story 13 I'm not a man, but I do date women. Recently, as in last night, this girl I've been seeing expressed interest in me using a strap. She has been mentioning it for a few weeks, so I took her to the store and let her pick the attachment she preferred. Fast forward a few hours, things are heating up and she asks me to use the strap. She kept queefing and was mortified. She would vehemently apologize and would cover her face, talk about how embarrassing it was. I reassured her every time that I did not care, to which she would reply with, "Yes you do, don't lie." I genuinely cannot recall a singular instance where I had any sort of reaction to it happening. 70 of the time, I don't even notice until the girl draws attention to it. Another thing, rambling. Anytime a girl starts rambling about something, it is followed by an apology. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm sorry, I talk too much. I'm sorry, I know you probably aren't that interested. Perhaps this is partially due to me not being a huge talker, but I actually really enjoy it when people ramble. It could be about their day, the weather, an underground indie rock band that has 2,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, literally anything. It takes the pressure off of me to find things to say to maintain the conversation. I also find it very attractive when women are interested and passionate about something, even if they're just ranting about how their coworker stole their Diet Dr. Pepper. I genuinely love it when a girl is yapping, like, they like me enough to tell me the tiniest details about their day, want to share something they're interested in with me. Yeah. As long as I'm not being spoken over when I do try to add something, I really like it. Stretch marks. Story 14 Literally everything. Honestly, anything that women think is embarrassing or a social faux pas in any shape or form is not something that men notice or even care about, except tripping over. If you trip over, that's embarrassing no matter who you are. Story 15 Reading through this thread, I wish people knew that we aren't just anxious out of the blue. Most of us have had those very things criticized and picked on. I've had every single inch of my body scrutinized: acne, weight, proportions, size, style, aesthetic, hair, skin, height, but size, hip width, lip size, glasses, tattoos, piercings, cleavage, you name it. a man has gone out of his way to tell me it looks disgusting. Story 16 Hair here there everywhere, don't you dare reach for that bottle of Nair hair up high or hair down low. Right in the trash is where those razors go, it grows where it grows for real good reason. Don't need shavin' or waxin' or tweezin', this is why I'm single. Story 17 Their driver's license photo. Every girl I've ever met refuses to show people their ID photo. I've had 2 girlfriends that legitimately got pissed at me when I picked up their ID to look at their pic. Story 18 Body count. Okay, I spend a lot of time online and know that whiny and sell weenies are a thing, but I can't say I've met one in meat space. Anybody who's been around the block before can do the math on what kind of numbers someone who's dating at a perfectly normal pace will get in a decade or two. Why this is suddenly something people give about, but at least in my generation this kind of delusional puritanism is looked down upon. Story 19 Anything related to their makeup, hair, or other similar things that most men wouldn't even notice, let alone understand. Any anxieties or insecurities felt by a woman being in a public place with greasy hair, or no minimal makeup, etc. Story 20 Basically every detail level thing about you, as guys can only notice the broad strokes short versus tall thin versus curvy hair color pretty face, but they literally don't see things like hip dips, or back rolls, or weird nail beds. They maybe have never noticed a woman's shoes or bangs. I saw a weird advertisement for surgery for cosmetic surgery for clavicle shortening, and showed it to a couple guy friends, because I thought it was so absurd, they literally had never noticed collarbones exist. Like did not know there was a bone there, at all. Now they are fascinated, like pointing out collarbones when they see them in TV shows, like it's finding out aliens live among us. Holy, she has collarbones too. They're everywhere. If you are a woman, it's best to assume guys basically view you through wax paper. They can tell you are there, and they want to see but literally all are good to them. It's so different than how women dissect themselves into 1,000s of metrics. Story 2199 Of whatever women get embarrassed over. Let's face it, we're not that observant and most of the time our brain is cycling between what we're eating, what's on the screen in front of us, or that skin-tight dress the girl with a nice is wearing. The little thing you did that caused you to turn beet red didn't even make it onto our radar. Story 22 My fiancée gets super embarrassed if she has a blemish or acne, like covering it with her hand so can't see it. I couldn't care less about it. They happen occasionally, but she's convinced that I would be turned off. I don't get it. I don't even notice most of them. Story 23 I need to know about farts. I would be mortified if anyone heard me. Signed Halp. It's been almost 18 years and I've never once farted in front of my partner or kids. Story 24 As a new father, wait. If you are healthy and happy with how your body looks, I don't care. Live your life. Everything we are is borrowed for this short blip of existence. Story 25 Mismatched titties. Don't care, top is off, are available, yay, scarce wrinkle cellulite. Again, don't care, C.1 yay, that you think is too inny, outy, long, short, pale, dark, whatever, don't care, top is off, bottoms are off. God is obviously giving me a sign that he loves me and wants me to dine out. Yay, seriously, unless there's a literal world-ending threat happening between the time you take your kid off and when you put it on again, it's Christmas. There are very few body insecurities that I would rate as serious as, say, liking the Bee Gees, being topless. Story 26 Skin blemishes. My wife is always inspecting her arms and legs for any spots. She could tell you where any and all of them are at any given time, and for the life of me, I am sure they don't really exist because I have never seen such a thing. Story 27 Hairy legs. My boyfriend doesn't care if I have some hair on my legs because it's a part of the human body and we all have hair. It's helped me gain self-confidence and lessen anxiety if I can't shave my legs every week. Story 28 Having blood-stained underwear on your period. Like I guess some guys who weren't taught periods are acceptable get grossed out by it, but a good and well-educated dude wouldn't care. Also buying pad stampins. Like dude, even if you have a male cashier they're just gonna scan your item and that's that. No cashier cares enough about what people buy to judge them ill. Story 29 My girlfriend started gaining a bit of belly fat because of her medication, and it used to make her feel anxious, but honestly, I find it really cute, so whenever we're hugging, I gently touch her belly and say, this is mine, and I love it. I kept doing that until she eventually stopped stressing about it and just embraced it. Story 30 Body hair. It's kinda wild how much pressure girls feel to be smooth everywhere all the time. And guys are out here with forest-level leg hair and not a care in the world. Story 31 Literally anything. Guys don't think most things are embarrassing. They literally don't care. In The Only Girl in a Huge Family of Boys, they care about honestly and you being yourself. That's really just about it. Story 32 Snoring, bro. Don't pretend like you don't. I can hear you from a mile away. So can the whole neighborhood. You sleep like a sexy dead octopus and take up the entire giant bed despite being 5'2". You sleep through me doing dishes and starting laundry at 4 a.m., then dare to ask me how I slept last night. Doesn't matter though, you're still subs adorbs and I like you very much. Story 33 Cat Williams paraphrasing Real Men DGF about stretch marks. We know they exist due to one of two reasons, either you were big and got small or you were small and got big, either way were. Story 34 I didn't see this one specifically, but that didn't shower for a day or two musk of a woman you like or love just hits different in so many ways. If a guy says he enjoys you that way and you're comfortable with it, you should believe him. Most of the guys I know like or are at least very tolerable of things about women that women might think are gross. Story 35 Farting. The women I have been with are shy farters, whereas I not only encourage them to freely, but to also make a spectacle out of it like I do. Story 36. Pooing in a toilet cubicle knowing another female is in the vicinity. I stand there waiting and holding on for dear life until the other female has left. Story 37. Most of us don't care if you're wearing the same outfit twice, have chipped nail polish, or didn't shave. We're usually just happy to be around you half the time. We don't even notice that stuff unless you point it out. Story 38. Periods. Menstruation monthly cycle. The curse. It's a bodily function, sure. You don't want to run around with clothing any more than someone wants to run around in sweat-soaked underwear, but the fact you have a monthly cycle, no big. Need us to pick up feminine hygiene products, it's fine. Any dude worth a thinks no more of it than buying your deodorant or picking up your preferred shampoo. We also get that it can make you feel shitty. If you really don't want to go snowmobiling or hiking because you're feeling terrible, there's no need to man up, woman up, power through. It is actually okay to chill at home if you're feeling awful. We trust you and know that if it is super important or critical like your child's graduation, you're more than capable of dealing. We aren't going to think less of you if you end up missing a date night or movie night here and there. Story 39. Feet size. I don't know who got it into their heads that men are looking at how big women's feet are, but the only time shoe size ever came up was if I saw a shoe sale and wanted to know if they had something that fit my partner. Story 40. Loud distinctive laughter. Unless you're in public and it's an inappropriate time, it's one of those things that I learned to love pretty quickly because it's so keyed into the person, and my brain lights up at the idea of somebody I care about being that happy. Story 41. Being a human. Eating, pooping, sweating, we all do it. If a man is turned off by the fact you need or you smell a tiny bit because you sweat after spending 2 hours in a hot cinema or something on a date, he's not a man, he's a boy, and you need to find a less judgmental not piece of human. The problem isn't you, they are a red flag. You're a human. Stop being scared about being a human. Us men smell much worse, trust me. Story 42. Stretch marks. Women complain all the damn time about how they are afraid their stretch marks make them unattractive. You'll see thousands of Reddit posts about it. Heck, even my partner after having our kid was worried about it. Hey race, the secret: not once in my 36 years on this earth have I ever heard another man ever even say the word stretch marks unless they were directly responding to a woman asking us about them. I have never noticed anyone's stretch marks unless they pointed them out to me. If women didn't tell us they were there, no man on earth would even notice stretch marks exist. We don't really see them. Story 43. Hair. A little pooch in the front. It's a signifier of being a woman. You hold fat there differently than men, so to us it's basically dimorphism. Caveman brain sees woman. Story 44. There's the old story. A woman is naked in front of other women. They immediately start critiquing her body and commenting. A man just goes to a naked woman, yay. Story 45. Body hair. Like, sure, everyone is different and have their own preferences. But man, I'll always remember this girl I knew in elementary who has the most amazing arm hair. I wish I had told her. I bet she's out there somewhere super self-conscious about it. Story 46. 1. Not having your nails done. Whatever rules you have for men and nails should be the same, just clean and trimmed. I've never heard a guy critique a girl for not having her nails done. 2. Peeing in public outdoors. I'm not talking about popping a squat at the curb outside of the club for everyone to see. But if we're on a road trip out in the middle of nowhere, 100 miles from a gas station in either direction, it'll help you find a secluded spot on the side of the road rather than torture yourself for the next hour or two. Story 47. Prickly unshaven legs. Most women I've been with make a comment about it as soon as I touch them, but honest to God it's the furthest thing from my mind and wouldn't have noticed otherwise. You think I give about the feeling of hair when your skin is already 10 times softer than mine has ever been. My skin is rough and sucks, and every time I get to feel your skin anywhere it's literally the greatest thing I've ever touched in my life, every time. Story 48. I don't care that you pooped and you think it stinks. I'm about to myself and I don't have time for you to stand around and air out the bathroom with half a can of Febreze. Story 49. I know this is more for men to answer, but as a woman, hair, am Mexican Hispanic but very light skin and I have thick, dark hair everywhere. I'm super self-conscious about it. Have always been, and I finally begun to get laser late last year, but it's taking a while. Funny thing is my fiancé has never once cared. Leg hair, arm hair, etc. He's never once made it a topic of conversation and actually says it's not a big deal to a lot of guys. Story 50. Strawberry skin, stretch marks, and any other minor skin imperfections. Truthfully, if a man is seeing any of them up close, chances are he's just happy to be participating. Story 51. Farting. They're funny sounding and sometimes they smell really bad, which is funny for some reason. When I was married it took my wife over 2 years before she farted in front of me. To celebrate, we went to Outback. Story 52. Used to date a lady who hated being seen with our makeup on. She would get up early so I didn't her naked face. Thing was she sure as didn't need it. Was an absolute stunner when natural. Ended up I couldn't stand the constant makeup. Pity she was great person except for that. Story 53. Not being shaved smooth everywhere or going a few days without shaving and being spiky. As a woman, I've had zero issues having regardless of the amount of hair I might have at the time. My friends all say the same. The same goes for not wearing makeup or gaining a couple of pounds. In general, if you let a guy know that you want him, you can have him. They're just happy to have the offer. Girls and women judge each other much more harshly when it comes to a lot of things. Story 54. I think forearm hair is just the cutest thing ever. Other body hair too. I hope it's not something you feel bad about. To answer this question in a different way, Here are some of my anxieties. Am I good enough to make her happy? Do I really know what love is? Will I change over time and will she still love me if I do? Do I look too scary? I know that surely I can't speak for everyone when I say this. But I think that the reason so many men here are talking about embarrassment over appearance is because we don't want you to worry about your appearance when the thing we are actually worried about is our relationship. There are a lot of people in the world, so some of them will be very shallow. I understand that concerns about appearance are to do with getting into a relationship in the first place. I know it's hard, it's an empty platitude, but I don't want those concerns to hurt you. Story 55. Gravity's effect on there. They complain when they're lying down and they go sideways, then as you age they go south. Guys don't care, as long as you let us look and touch them sometimes, it's all good. Sometimes seeing them swinging during sexy times makes it hotter. Story 56. I used to stress out about what I felt was excess cellulite on my upper thighs. My boyfriend at the time said most men couldn't care less about cellulite. Or at least they don't care as much as we think they do. Story 57. Having a desire for and enjoying for the sake of having. Too many women have the old notions in their heads that is something to be ashamed of, or that if they enjoy, they'll be called sluts. Slut shaming is such a disgusting thing that has been used simply as a form of control over people. Story 58. Girls think a lot of things are embarrassing. Most men simply don't care. We are simple, logic-oriented beings who only want a friend who we want to see naked. Did you accidentally? Well, find it funny and back. Is one bigger than the other? Who cares? It's S. We love him no matter the size, shape, or symmetry. The same goes for the vagina. If we get to see it, we'll be happy and love it no matter what. Did you accidentally get your period? We don't understand it, but we want to fix it. So well, help in stupid and goofy ways. Females are perfect mythical creatures that we want to be with and care for, and everything you do is awesome for us. Story 59. Waking up to period blood on bed sheets. It's okay, it's not a bad thing, it's your body doing what it's supposed to do, no need to feel embarrassed about it. Story 60. Acne in general. If it's deep cystic acne, I totally understand, that's like a medical condition, but if it's just a pimple or two or some acne scars, I promise you are the only person in the world that cares. I also promise that layering makeup to cover acne just makes it stand out more. P.S. Blackheads aren't bad either. The skincare and makeup industries convinced you that any blemish needs immediate correcting. Story 61. All of these comments are correct. My husband doesn't care about any of this. Farts, unshaven legs, gray hairs, wrinkles, whatever. I felt so unconditionally loved for so long. Then I had kids. And kids tell you like it is. They love you unconditionally too, but absolutely will comment about all those things. So make sure to find a partner that makes you feel loved and beautiful before you spawn children who force you to develop thick skin. Story 62. Not a guy, but was so surprised when I did not gaf about my body hair. Like I'd grown up around a lot of guys who were like, you girl, body hair is gross, shave everything, and he genuinely does not care whether I have smooth or gorilla legs. Story 63. Might be different for some other guys, but for me and my friends at least, literally anything involving periods, it's a bodily function, and I don't see why it should be such a taboo topic to be openly talked about. Story 64. Pretty much anything they do but think is embarrassing. When men are disgusting we get called dogs, won't argue that, but when have you known a dog to judge? Story 65. Farting. Away girl, it normal. Not farting is abnormal, and should be a red flag. LMAO. Eating bananas. You'll notice how 99 break it with their hand and put it in their mouth rather than just bite it while it's whole. Story 66. Buying period products. Just do the other person a favor and specify which brand and variety. Just because it's an everyday product for one person doesn't mean it's an everyday product for the other person. LOL. Wearing a bush, no matter the gender of either person involved, as long as it's reasonably clean. Story 67. I am loving this thread. I am self-conscious. BC. I have a pooch from multiple C-sections. No matter what, it won't go away. But I got them curves. I did notice as I got older, I became less self-conscious about it, and it was more freeing in the bedroom. Story 68. Going to eat at a restaurant alone. I've done it so many times. I've lost count. I stopped for tacos last night on the way home and texted my wife, who had gotten home about 20 minutes before my text. She just said, see you when you get home. There were people in groups eyeballing me at the restaurant. I was just vibing alone with my food. I ordered her some food on my way out that she took for lunch today.